Hi guys, welcome back to another section of Uncle Sam online tutorial. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't. In today's class, we're going to be considering the laws of indices. The laws of indices. Now, indices laws are laws that we use in maths in solving power problems, and it is very simple. So we'll be considering the laws today. So number one law is what we call the multiplication law. Now, when you have something like this, x to the power of a multiplied by x to the power of b. What can you observe here? You can observe here that the two things that's been multiplied, have common base. So we say that they have common base. So when they have common base, what do? Multiplication in laws of indices actually means addition of the powers. So what do? You just pick one of the base, which is equals to x. Then you add the power, so it's equals to a plus b. Okay, that's what it means in what indices. Multiplication means addition of the powers. So for example, what if you're not given the same base? Now if you're not given the same base, you try to make it to be in the same base here. For example, if you have 4 to the power of 2 times 2 to the power of 3, we see that 4 and 2 are not in the same base, but you can actually switch 4 to become what? 2, to have the same base as 2, because 2 squared is what? 2. So if you join it up, it's going to be 2 to the power of 2 bracket this 2. So this particular 2 squared is for 4, okay? And this 2 square here is also the one that is outside here. So what do? You just multiply it together. If you multiply 2 times 2, it's going to give us what? 4. So this is going to give us what? 2 to the power of 4. Now you now know that this 4 to the power of 2 is same thing as 2 to the power of 4 times what? 2 to the power of 3. And what do? Since they are in the same base already, just pick one of the base and add the power 4 plus 3, which is going to give us what? 2 to the power of 7. I hope you got that. So that is it about multiplication what? Of indices, the multiplication law. The next one is the division law. So x to the power of a divided by x to the power of b. Now, if multiplication means addition, guess what? What does division mean? Of course, you guess right. It is what? Subtraction. So it's going to be what? X to the power of what? A. Division will change to what? Minus. So division in indices means subtraction of the powers. So let's go. The third one is the power of 0. Okay, any number or any value to the power of 0, what's it going to give you? It's going to give you 1. Now I already did a video on this, so I'm going to share the link in the comment section. I already did a video so you can understand why any value to the power of 0 is equal to 1. The next one is x to the power of -1. Yes, -1, that is inverse. So what does it mean? It actually means what? 1 over x. And the inverse means 1 over the value given. The next law is x to the power of a negative fraction, or x to the power, let's just consider x to the power of a fraction. So what does it mean? It means the square root, the root of x all to the power of 1. And you know, anything to the power of 1 will still give you back that stuff, right? So this is basically the root of a. This is what it means. This is what it means. So the next one is x to the power of like a very non-fraction. So what do we do here? What we simply do is same thing here. It will be to the denominator will be the root. Okay, we don't know. If it's 2, that means it's square root. If it's 3, that means it's cube root. If it's 4, that means it's fourth root. So the square root, the b now, which is the denominator, will now be the root of x. Then the numerator a will be the power. So this is what it actually means. Okay, so the next one is actually this is the last law. So if we have, let's say, x to the power of -b. Yes, you know that minus, once you have minus, it is what? Inverse. So what do you do at this point? You simply do 1 over, because what is minus? It is inverse, so it's 1 over x to the power of what? B. Now this can also be written, this particular can also be written as, in terms of a fraction, let's say you have x over 1 to the power of -1. Now, what do you do here? Remember that this is inverse, so this is same thing as what? Just invert it. Let the y come up and what x will come down. So this is as y over x. Somebody might ask, how? Why is it? So let's consider it here. So if this inverse is brought, is raised power minus 1 is brought inside, you're going to have x to the power of -1 over y to the power of -1. And what does it actually mean? It means 1 over x all over 1 over y. Now, if you rearrange this, it's going to give us 1 over x. Then this slash here will go negative and become division sign. So it's, we bring it up, divided by what? 1 over y. Okay? So the division will now change to multiplication. We have 1 over x times, then when you change a fraction division to multiplication, the fraction by the right, the denominator will come up and the numerator will go down. So it's going to be what? Y over 1. So 1 times y is going to give us y, and x times 1 is going to give us x. So giving us back what we have here. So this is about what the laws of indices. As time goes on, we'll be solving some problems on this topic. It's going to be interesting. So follow through. Thank you for watching today's class. Bye.